that, and we do that all the time. I think moments like this help a lot too. The current moment is just genuinely both so exciting and so intense. It actually reminds me a lot of early Google, right? When I walk into the GDM building, some of our earliest engineers are all sitting there working together. People come in 5 days a week at a minimum, right? And so you have that intensity and you have that excitement. And I feel that same sense of optimism. So that's what I'm focused on, right? To me, that's the hardcoreness which matters, right? Like, are people, smart people, really working with a passion? And that's where that intensity comes from. And you have to work hard to create that. And there are pockets of the company, if that doesn't happen, you figure out what are the changes you need to make to do that, right? And sometimes, for example, I recreated the notion of labs, right? And because I said, well, there are things that are possible with 10-person teams, and so we need to go and do that again. And there are quite a few projects, both we have shipping and are underway to come, which will be an outcome of those efforts as well. So, your culture, your values are enduring. Culture is something you're constantly tweaking to make sure you're true to your values. And so by definition, there's going to be drift, and you work hard to snap it back.
Was there a moment in the last 10 years where you said, I've got to spend more time on this?
Oh, for sure. I think COVID was such a big distortion to our way of working, right? So, fundamentally, Google was designed to be a culture in which people were seeing each other, engaging with each other. So losing that continuity, right, I think definitely impacted our culture. So when we have gotten people back in a 3-2 model, and some teams are work beyond that, I think it's been important. I've spent time to get those connections back. Like, for example, at GDM, we were intentional in creating a physical space where we can get all of them back in the same building, both in London, both in Mountain View, and taking our newest building, with that kind of a tent-like roof structure and putting all the people in and being intentional about it has made a massive difference.
Have you found a shift in your ability to recruit top talent? A lot of great talent has started other great companies.
Yeah.
Other great companies in Silicon Valley have recruited folks. I know there's always a talent war going on, but has there been a tenor shift for Google in the last period of time because of some of the underlying advantages in AI or some of the cultural changes that are underway?
The talent market, we go through these fierce moments for talent. AI is one of them. Right. And whenever there are these Google, obviously we are fortunate to have some of the most talented employees. So we are a source. I'm equally proud of the fact that I think Google has left to start over 2,000 companies, right? And so, there is a virtuous cycle. I think people come back, we acquire companies. I think all of that keeps the company fresh. But in the current AI moment, look, I think we are both holding on to critical talent. We are recruiting. I always look at the tip of the tree of, are we able to attract the best PhD researchers coming out of the top programs? And the answer is yes. And there are people who have left, who have come back. And so I feel good about the position we are, but you work at it hard every week, every month, and so on.
Do you think this is going to change in the future with how we do education and how AI plays a role in education? Are you going to be able to identify, recruit, and then teach and train talent out of high schools and at an earlier age? And the traditional kind of college education system is going to change because of AI, on-the-job training?
There's a lot of potential to change. There's a part of me which feels maybe we've all misunderstood what colleges are about, and maybe colleges are about that community and people getting together and exchanging. So there may be intangibles which still maybe make the it more valuable than like we all perceive it to be. But the way I think about it is you're going to get extraordinary talent at more places around the world. So that's the way I think about it, because people have access to with AI. So you don't need to be in a few certain places to be that great talent. So I think the nature of that changes. By the way, I think it's an important thing to internalize. We often talk about talent. We've always been able to recruit the best talent in the country. But now there's extraordinary talent emerging in other parts of the world too. So I think it's something not to lose.